Hey, yeah. Hello. So, I wanted to do a little overview recap of my experiences the past few weeks in Florida, mainly at Earth Skills, and what I learned there, and then what I learned at the permaculture farms that I went to following that. So they've been pretty life changing insights and uh, education for me. Some of it was very mind blowing. I want to start with what permaculture is in my own words. I might not know the best way to express it or even understand it, but from the way that I do understand it is that permaculture is the the way to work your land that is the most efficient and sustainable, and is an integration and a harmony of all the different systems, such as the land, the earth, the health of the earth, and the animals, and then also the people. So it's a way that's the best for all of those and doesn't just bring one up higher than another. One, you know, principle is that the well being of the animals has a direct impact on the land and the health of the animals. So, and then in effect on us. So, what is the best way to use the land, be most efficient with how we use it, and the most sustainable? So, something that I now think about everything in my life now that I brought back with me is one another principle. We learned them in like Permi-lens. So one is that everything that you buy, and everything you use, you think about where it's gonna go when you're done with it. So as to not pollute or fill the landfills. So how can we reduce our waste? And this goes to every little thing. And at the end of the day, we can do our best and we get better and better as we learn more. But now, for example, my mom bought me this like nail filing, nail clipper kind of kit thing, and it comes in this cute little red, plasticky, rubbery, snappy purse thing. And so, thinking of that, it's like, okay, well, when I'm done with this, or what, am I just going to accumulate things more and more and then save them? Like, that's just how I am. I don't like to throw them away because I always did think about things ending up in the landfill. And, but I don't think I thought of them when I was buying the good. And so this Permi-lens insight and perspective is like, well, just think of everything that you're purchasing at the time of purchasing it and where is that going to end up? So that's a really cool way to look at things. And sometimes we just end up with things and we can't help it. We are given things. But as far as, us buying things, if we think about like the packaging, and now something that we do is I try to buy a lot in bulk. And I mean, the things that I can't really make myself or can't really buy in bulk, yeah, I'll buy and they'll have packaging. But for like chia seeds or granola or rice or all these things that bulk places sell, and I think the price is even better, you can bring your own containers. And so that's really fun that me and Tristan were doing that. And that's something I hadn't thought about. So I'm constantly improving too. Um, and so on Earth Skills, I kind of had briefly touched upon it on another video of what Earth Skills is, and I continue to think about it and try to bring as much of that into my life. It's just living back in touch with nature and with the resources of the land. And it's a more older way of living. We learned about back in the day how there were hunter-gatherers and, lived off the land and things like that. And it's like sometimes we do change our ways, and society changes, and industry and like all this stuff, but some of the old ways are honestly better ways. So I love things like compost toilets. That is so cool because uh, I don't know how weird people are with this. I'm not very weird about it. I don't mind talking about it. So, poop. Um, it's a very it can be very beneficial for the land, and that's why the animals are so good, and also like they're walking upon the land and helping, you know, with with the growing of foods and everything is helpful to have them trotting on the land, but also just their poop is fertilizer, but also ours is too. And the healthier you are, the better that it is. And so, a lot of these places and a lot of these more sustainable homes have compost toilets. And it goes into a bucket and you cover it with wood chips. So that's really cool. It's different than what I'm used to because I will admit that I do come from a high maintenance life, and that brings me to something else as well. Well, being Persian and growing up in the culture where people are very into their appearance and like looking their best and like just, you know, all that, and also honestly like convenience and a different way of life that I did come from, and I am still a little high maintenance for a woodland hippie, whatever.